The Circle of Courage is an integrated, holistic model for improving someone's character, helping to build a stronger, more positive inner self. While the parts are inextricably intertwined, try saying that 8 times fast. Despite the interconnected nature of the model, we will be segmenting, separating out, dissecting each of the quadrants and looking at each individually, seeing how it contributes to the whole, a whole that represents more than the sum of its parts. The linchpin to this model is having a sense of belonging, being able to say, I am important to someone, being able to form and maintain meaningful relationships, having a vital place within a community. For most of us, it's our family, it's our friends that provide this feeling of being intertwined and connected. And while not as tightly knotted, sometimes we meet somebody with similar interests, and there's a quick bond, and we open up the velvet rope and allow entry into our private club. Think about it. With whom are you inextricably intertwined? With which groups do you feel comfortable or positively challenged? Within which groups do you feel accepted and as if you're a functioning member? Around whom are you able to take the conversation filter off your mouth and speak your thoughts? While they may not agree with your thoughts, you are always accepted within that group. That sense of belonging is vital to humans, but it's important to ask, are your groups good for you? Are they making you the best that you can be? Are they sustaining? Are they strengthening you? Or are they keeping you from being or becoming strong and self-secure? Or is it the best that you can do at that particular moment? Sounds almost like an old country and western song. I love you 'cause you're the best that I can get. Why is it that individuals would belong to, protect, and contribute to a group that does not help them reach their full psychological, personal, and character potential? Rudolph Dreikurs has an explanation. He identifies belonging as our greatest human need. We all need to be emotionally intertwined with others to be a valued and contributing member of a tight-knit group. He identifies 4 mistaken goals, a process that individuals tend to go through when they are not accepted, don't feel as if they belong to a certain group. It explains why a lot of our kids with behavioral challenges belong to groups and protect groups and support groups that are not mentally healthy for them. We are not accepted within a certain group, and we assume that all human beings would like to belong to the positive, pro-social group. But if they don't feel as if they're being recognized for their efforts, if they feel like an outsider, they may first of all seek attention, oftentimes in a negative way. If those pesky behaviors are unproductive in getting one the attention one seeks, then they will engage in power seeking, the second of the mistaken goals, saying, you will not ignore me. You will spend time in my presence. You will talk to me. I will engage you in an argument. I will engage you in a power struggle. Do I wish that we would engage each other in a more positive way? You betcha. However, I have been unsuccessful at doing that. So I will at least seek the trappings of success, being in your presence, engaged in verbal conversation with you. Well, if we are more powerful than the student, we have the penalties and the punishments to make them comply. They may go into the 3rd stage, the 3rd mistaken goal, revenge. You shall pay for rejecting me. You treated me badly when I reached out to you. This is the stage taken to its extreme of school shooters. Now, not everybody seeks revenge. Some go into the 4th stage after power seeking, or perhaps even after attention seeking, the 4th mistaken goal, inadequacy or withdrawal. You have defeated me. I am beaten. Just let me be alone. Let me be. If you'd like more information on Rudolph Dreikurs and the mistaken goals, please visit behavioradvisor.com, where you'll find a PowerPoint slideshow with much information on this, how to identify the mistaken goal in which the youngster is engaged, how to intervene for youngsters in that stage to help to reclaim them. Our kids with behavioral challenges feel unvalued, unconnected to individuals in some important life space: home, neighborhood, community center, school. Young people who are unconnected to consistently caring adults become distrustful and defiant, using the 3 F's: fight, flight, and fool. Those 3 F strategies to outmaneuver authority. These ingrained patterns of behavior are initially generalized to competent, caring, compassionate folks like us, until we pass the test. We will be tested because kids have been rejected before, and they say, oh yeah, I've heard all those promises that this is going to be a wonderful year, we're going to learn a lot here, we're a community. Those promises have been revoked. So how do we pass the test with relationship-resistant kids? Kids who say, via their actions, I've been hurt too many times. I've had too many promises of consistent caring broken. I can't be vulnerable anymore. I can't allow this pain to poke at me anymore, to penetrate me anymore. They're very much like a piece of tape that's been repeatedly peeled off from a wall. They have stuck themselves to authority figures who said things are different this year. This is going to be a great place. But then have rejected these youngsters due to their behavior. And there's no more stickum left. They're not able to attach themselves to you right now. How do we reach these youngsters? How do we build those positive interpersonal bonds? How do we develop a sense of esprit de corps in our classrooms? Let's turn the wheel and focus in on the mastery quadrant. You've seen the pride that kids feel the first time they accomplish something. Being able to say all the letter sounds. Being able to turn a somersault. Putting on one's own clothes. We all recognize the importance of being able to say to oneself, I can do it. I'm able to solve problems. In what areas are you masterful, accomplished, or competent? Or very proud of the progress you've made or the status you enjoy at this very moment? What are you good at? What have you achieved? In your position, how do you promote kids' mastery in the important realms of academics, social interactions, and self-understanding? These are components. These are motivation for future success, because nothing succeeds like success. Lack of opportunities for success, inability to succeed, not having the modifications and the adaptations to help one succeed creates feelings of inferiority, a lack of self-confidence, an absence of self-motivation. Resilience and thoughtful decisions. That's our goal in building the independence quadrant of the Circle of Courage, helping kids be able to say, I am responsible. I make good choices. Why not brag on yourself right now? In which situations do you pride yourself? On your well-directed free will, your confidence and your inner strength. In which situations do you show self-restraint and composure? Under what circumstances are you assertive? When are you especially good at decision-making? Now let's put it back into the classroom. What things do you do to help students develop this admirable quality? other than demanding blind obedience to authority, which we would like to go beyond doing it because you're told to do it, doing it because it's the right thing to do. The final basic need addressed by the circle of courage is that of generosity, being able to say, I am considerate to others. But why would kids who no one has ever done anything nice for want to do nice things for others? And what about the takers? What about the kids who've experienced so much generosity in the way of material goods and people fawning over them that they feel entitled to it? Why would these youngsters be interested in becoming more generous? First of all, because they now have a sense of belonging. They have attached to us. They want to please us. We are their role models, their mentors, their guides through life. We have built mastery in certain areas so that now they can share their knowledge or their skills with others. And we've been working on responsible choices, the independence quadrant, so that they make a thoughtful, personable decision in saying, I will share. Think about yourself right now. In which ways do you give to others? And we're not talking just money now. We're talking about, as we said, knowledge, skills, time of day. Have you engaged in any generous acts in the last 48 hours? I'll bet that you have. What monumental generous act have you performed in the last few months? Something you can look back on with pride and say, you know, that took a lot out of me. It demanded a lot. But I'm proud of what I did in that moment or during that time. And how do we promote generosity in kids? You'll want to visit behavioradvisor.com. Go to our PowerPoint show on the Circle of Courage or our page of that title to find more information, activities, and answers. And if you'd like to test yourself on a quadrant quiz, you could also find that on the slideshow at Behavior Advisor. If we wish to win the hearts and minds of our behaviorally challenged kids, to get them to really listen to what it is we have to say and convince them that there is a better approach to life, if we wish to truly win over our kids with behavioral challenges and motivate change, we need to trade in coercion for competent caring. Unfortunately, many schools operate on the left-hand side of this diagram, which is taken from Brentro and Detroit's Responsibility Pathways Manual. We want to move over to the right side. Schools that reach and teach all kids and reclaim the lost ones operate here. If you'd like to see how the Circle of Courage plays out in the real world, in a school, you can visit orchard.sbschools.net/user/mtate/index.htm, and you will find a school in Orchard Park, New York, that is using the Circle of Courage. You'll see visuals from their program. You'll see how they outline and structure things. This concludes the section that describes the Circle of Courage. It's time now to end this segment of the podcast, the part in which we describe the various parts of the Circle of Courage. The next and final part will be, how do we diagnose where the kid stands? What are the distorted or broken parts of the wheel? And how do we repair them? Thank you for joining me. See you in the next segment.